2, 3, 4.
Hi everyone, this is Jewish Talk, coming to you live from NASA Community College on 90.3 WHPC, also streaming on the iHeart and the iTunes app. We can be seen in the studios on my Facebook Live page and this great Facebook of WHPC. This program is later archived on Spreaker.com, so hi there. In case you don't know, my name is Rabbi Pearl. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. This all depends on when you are listening or watching. Let me tell you something. As the coronavirus spreads around the world, people are worried. Global stock markets have plummeted over fears of its spread, and many regions have imposed draconian restrictions on travel and movement. God willing, with God's help, we will soon get rid of this virus. As we grapple with the coronavirus spread, let me share with you that hundreds of people came together for a mass prayer service at the Western Wall in Jerusalem, Judaism's holiest site. This happened on Sunday, February the 16th. And despite the huge rainstorm, Israelis and tourists gathered together to fervently pray for those infected with the coronavirus. Participants recited prayers in Hebrew and also in Mandarin as dozens of Chinese tourists were visiting Israel at that particular time. Therefore, it really bothers me, very friends. We know that in such times, concerns can quickly turn into hysteria, which can lead to scapegoating. So therefore, you're hearing it here. We pledge to help ensure the Chinese people feel safe and supported, and to combat attacks and stereotyping on social media. We know from history, ours and yours, that such fear-mongering can, of course, be devastating. In a time of mass fear, the importance is to remind ourselves to be reasonable, to confront this virus, its spread, and to confront it, my friends, with maturity, and to spend our energy on fighting this disease and not fighting each other. So, as this spreads, it's crucial that we all exercise caution while avoiding panic. Many common sense actions that prevent transmission of other viruses can help slow its spread as well. For example, coughing into a handkerchief or one's elbow, disposing of tissues in trash bins, cleaning surfaces frequently, and of course washing hands often are all potent ways that we can protect ourselves. So we'll get back to this on the ethical lessons of this particular virus, but let me digress for a moment to share with you that tonight and in tomorrow is my Jewish birthday. And it has a dual significance, a Jewish birthday. According to Jewish tradition, your mazel, your good fortune, is dominant on your birthday. We celebrate those dates when special events that affect our destiny. That's why we have all those holidays, Passover, Shavuos, Sukkot. So as an individual, we celebrate those dates that have personal significance. And what is more significant than your birth? That is when the Almighty God, the Creator, said, "Here, I'm giving you a body, a soul, and a divine mission." And God says to each and every one of us, "I have absolute trust in your ability to pull through for me." It was back in 1988 that the Rebbe, the Rabbi Menachem Mendel Schneerson, the Lubavitcher Rebbe, inaugurated a Jewish birthday campaign. And he asked that we all utilize this most significant day of our lives to his utmost. A day to recommit to the mission that God entrusted to us, bettering and sanctify ourselves and the world around us. And I've come to the conclusion, my friends, of what is my mission and your mission. It all boils down to one word: relationships. And there are three kinds of relationships that we all have in life. There's a relationship with God to us. There's our relationship back to God. Then, of course, is our relationship with each other. So it's all about relationships. How does God come and relate to us? That's through the Torah, through the mitzvahs. How do we connect our relationship to God? Is through prayer. And how do we act on our relationship between each other? And that is, of course, with acts of goodness and kindness. And that's basically what our mission is all about. To strengthen our relationship, God's relationship to us, make ourselves a proper vessel for God to come to us. In response, we must always connect ourselves and our relationship back to God. And then, of course, most importantly, take all of the above with that foundation and make a fantastic relationship and impact on and sanctifying the world around us. So first and foremost, a birthday is a day to feel grateful. It's a day for parents to be grateful to God for the precious gift that He granted them. A day to be grateful for the addition of a new member of the family. And of course, it's a day for a birthday for the person himself to express gratitude to Hashem for the gift of life. So I thank Hashem for my birthday. It's coming tonight and tomorrow. This is a day when we are given a mandate to change the world. The day when God entrusted us with a mission to challenge a world that is hostile to spirituality, and each of us to work hard to transform it into God's private sanctum, into God's world. And in accomplishing this goal, you, me, all of us, were given the ability to achieve this incredible ability, incredible spiritual heights unimaginable to the soul before it was dispatched from its lofty heavenly abode to inhabit in a physical body. These are the things I'm thinking about today. So celebrating a birthday is a demonstration of confidence that you are and will continue to be worthy of God's trust. No matter the obstacles, you will persevere and live up to God's expectations of you. Let me pause for a moment to say hello to all those who are listening. Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining us. Let me say hello now to all those who have joined us on Facebook. Hello to Jean, to Dr. Kolshevsky, Jonathan, thank you. Judge Bob Rosenthal, nice to see you and hear from you. Good morning to Zalman. And, of course, everybody's listening. I mean, we got Golan listening and Mata is listening. Joel Harris, welcome. Reverend Larry Swenson, Label, thank you so much. Harold Kornfeld, all the way from Florida, fantastic. And Doug, thank you. And Rhoda Sutton, wow, fantastic. And to Jill Jessic, who I met myself. I met recently at the special gathering here in Mineola. Thank you, everybody, for listening and to watch. And this day, a birthday, is a day that takes on special significance if you're above the age of bar and bat mitzvah. The word mitzvah means to typically commandment, but is also related to the word tzavsa, which means connection. And that is what it's all about. And my bar mitzvah parsha, which is V'ata Tetzaveh, has the word Tetzaveh, means connection, gives me and has always reminded me of the importance of my connections and my relationships with God and God's relationship to me, and most importantly, as I said, our relationship with each other. Fulfilling God's commandment is the vehicle through which we connect to God. So until we are bar and bat mitzvah, we're kind of on an educational tour. All right, but it becomes real for real when we become bar and bat mitzvah, kind of kicking us into the adulthood. This means we take on greater responsibility, but an infinitely greater connection too as well. So our birthdays is also an anniversary of a momentous occasion, which of course is another reason for me and for all of us on our birthdays to be grateful. You see, time is a spiral. Annually, the anniversary of any momentous event, we have the ability to tap into the same spiritual energy that originally caused that event. So when you were born, God invested within us a soul which is abounding with talents and qualities. Your mazel, your good fortune, is shining at its full strength. The same energy is present once again every year on the anniversary of that date. On this date, we have the ability to accomplish that which would perhaps be very difficult on another day. Like Rosh Hashanah is so special because it's the birthday of humankind. It's the day when Adam and Eve were created. So our birthdays is our personal Rosh Hashanah. And therefore, we are encouraged to utilize it to its most. And there are many customs associated with our birthday. Here's some of the great things that I look forward to be doing. and encouraging everyone to do and to find out when your birthday is, your Jewish birthday. Find an enclave in time and space to think about the past year, what went right, and what things that can be fixed. On our birthdays, we take our life to a new level with a new mitzvah. We give some extra charity. We spend more time on our prayers. We say some extra psalms. Our good fortune shines with extra strong on our birthday, so it's a good time to ask for things. And I'm going to pause at this moment because a birthday is so powerful for that individual. I decided I'd like to do something, not just for myself, but for everybody. On this day, on my Jewish birthday, on the 6th day of Adar, I look forward to going to pray at the gravesite called the Ohel, the resting place of the Lubavitcher Rebbe. And I'm going to be praying strong that this virus, amongst other things, all illnesses should be eradicated. And I would like to encourage anyone, invite everyone, if you wish to to send me an email following the program or at any time, rabbipearl@chabadminiola.com. Give me your name, your name, your Hebrew name, and your mother's Hebrew name or your father's Hebrew name, or in English if you don't have it. Doesn't matter who we are, what affiliation. Just give me your name and who your father's name and your mother's name is. If you know it in Hebrew or in English, give it to me, and I will pray and include you in my prayers at the Rebbe's Ohel in honor of my birthday, because, as I said, everyone's mazel shines very strong on the birthday, so we can ask for all good things. And I want to ask for everybody listening, watching, and everybody I associate with, and everybody around the world. So on my birthday, we add to our Torah study time. We fabreng, that's when friends sit together, we say l'chaim, and we encourage each other to become better people. Of course, I'm going to try to get a new seasonal fruit, so I should be able to make shechayonu, which is a special blessing for granting us our lives. And again, I'm looking forward to go to the Ohel, to the Rebbe's resting place, and I'm inviting everyone to send their names and their fathers and mothers' names to my email, rabbipearl@chabadminiola.com. I do not need to know your last name. It's not important. What's important is your name and your mother and father's name. If you know it in Hebrew, please give it to me. If not, in English is fine. And I look forward, as a birthday gift, that Hashem should bless each and every one of us to be safe, and all those who have any symptoms of anything should go away very quickly, and this entire coronavirus should be something of the past. But you see, I would like to share with you some ethical issues or lessons that we can learn from this coronavirus. First, let me see who else has joined us here. Let's say hello to Stephen White and to Laura Polanski. McCrusson, thank you so much. Thank you so much for your blessings. To Moshe Moe Sadian, thank you so much. And I'm going to I have the names here. Some people have actually listed their names for the prayers. To Boaz, Ben, Rakefet, Va'adam. And thank you for the best wishes. So back to the coronavirus. You know, in business and the social media, the word viral, people wish that their posts, whatever, their stories should become viral. Because the word viral is kind of associated with the aspiration of a measure of success if your post becomes viral. But when it comes to a threat to our health and well-being, let me tell you something, we don't want to go viral. Going viral can be, how should I put it, of lethal consequences. So the coronavirus is spreading, what started in China, in the Middle East, we see it in Europe, and has affected people here in the United States, Latin America, and sadly, it's a big deal. It's no surprise that Israel's Ministry of Health has urged citizens to reconsider non-essential travel abroad due to the heightened fears of the spread of this potentially deadly disease. One of the top officials at the Centers of Disease Control and Prevention here in America has warned about the spread in this country. That's why I'm looking forward to going tomorrow to pray that Hashem should bless us and eradicate this. Indeed, now is the time to do all that we can to prepare and to stop the spread of this disease. But there's also an important lesson that we can learn from it. Guess what? I'm a rabbi, so I got to see things in some spiritual and some ethical way. Think about this. China and the United States couldn't be further apart, not only geographically, but also in family life, social values, religious customs. And one, right here, is a model of capitalism, and the other is the embodiment of communism. For these reasons and others, Americans and Chinese feel so different. Like there's so little that we have in common. And yet, along comes the coronavirus and reminds us just how interconnected we are, how impacted we are by one another, and how important it is to find common ground and work together for mutual benefit. Consider how it began and where we are now. On December 31st, the Chinese authorities reported a case of pneumonia with an unknown cause in Wuhan, which is a province out there in China. By January the 3rd, 44 similar cases were reported. Fast forward, just 2 months or so from that one case, there's so many diagnosed with this illness around the globe, including this country. We started far away, and what started far away threatens us here and has impacted the economy around the world, affecting supply lines, imports, exports, manufacturing, banking, and more. We cannot afford to ignore it or dismiss it because it didn't start here or didn't begin by impacting someone we can relate to. Humanity, this is my point, my friends. Humanity, the world's population, we're all one. We're all interconnected and impacted by the behavior, the policies, the precautions of one another, like it or not. If we recognize that we have in common and come together to confront this deadly disease, we can isolate it, treat it, and eliminate it. Focus on our differences, deny our common destiny, fail to cooperate and communicate, it can grow to pandemic proportions that can threaten everyone. So in some ways, this is the story and the message of the upcoming Jewish holiday of Purim. What was the story all about? We faced extinction, annihilation, because we lived with an attitude that we were desperate, we were separate, we were dispersed, we were disconnected. What happened? We found redemption and safety when we achieved Lech Kanois es Kol HaYudim, that we gather together as one, and we acted in a unified and united way. We describe the Almighty God as Avinu Shebashamayim, the Father in heaven. What parent is drawn to intervene and intercede on behalf of their children who cannot and will not get along, who fail to cooperate and show loyalty to one another? On the other hand, when we come together, all of God's creations, and we function as a devoted family, guess what happens? Parents are moved to step in and do everything they can to help. When everyone is in it for themselves, self-centered, narcissistic, and concerned only with their own well-being, we're all in danger. But when we see our destiny as intertwined, when your pain hurts and threatens me and my struggles are yours, we can together and do and overcome anything. Isn't it, I guess it's not a coincidence that the mitzvahs, the special mitzvahs of Purim, center around connecting with others, being of service to them and seeking to relieve their pain. What happened? What do? We deliver shalach manos, food items, food gifts to one another to further our connections and bonds. We also distribute matanas levinim. We give extra money to the poor, to those who are less privileged. So when we are unified in our history and destiny, and we focus on what we have in common instead of what divides us, we are bigger and stronger than the sum of our parts. We are both worthy and capable of confronting, persevering, and triumphing over whatever challenge or threat we face. That's the message of our upcoming holiday of Purim. Next week on Monday evening on March the 9th into the 10th. And of course, a message that we can all share and appreciate as we discuss the coronavirus for humanity. You see, this odious virus reminds us that our actions are never local. They have cosmic implications. For the bad, but of course equally for the good. In 1963, I'm sure you all remember the meteorologist Edward Lorenz. Dr. Kildare knows him personally. He introduced what he's called the butterfly effect. He demonstrated that the flapping of a butterfly's wing in Australia can cause a tornado in Kansas, a monsoon in Indonesia, and I'm sure Michael will correct me on that. It's a monsoon, or a hurricane in Boca Raton. Lorenz's thesis is part of a great theory called chaos, the chaos theory that essentially postulates that small acts can have large outcomes. Chaos theory is applied in mathematics, programming, microbiology, biology, computer science, economics, engineering, finance, philosophy, physics, politics. Let me tell you, the former chief rabbi of England, Jonathan Sacks, applied this chaos theory to one more realm. He has a book written called To Heal a Fractured World, and he coined the phrase chaos theory of virtue, demonstrating how small acts of kindness can have immeasurable consequences on the world. If one person in an isolated area can spread something that has impacted the world for the bad, one person anywhere in the world can infect the world with goodness and positivity. We are living in an increasingly polarized world, right? Hope you agree with me. And an increasingly partisan time. There are conflicts and tensions between countries. There are divisions and discords within nations, peoples, religions, families, politics. Oh my goodness. In that atmosphere, this coronavirus not only challenges us, but can teach us. Should we focus on our differences, fail to cooperate or come together, we will all be threatened as a result. On the other hand, if we find common ground, we can collaborate and eliminate a threat by coming together. Never underestimate the next act of virtue you do. Flap your wings, and it can change the whole world. So as we now begun the Jewish month of Adar, Mishenichnas Adar Marbin B'Simcha, it's a joyous month, a fortunate month, and it's a blessing month of so many V'nahapachu, which means everything was transformed. Things looked so negative and was totally transformed. We ask Hashem to apply this to this virus and to all the other diseases. So as we count down to the celebration of Purim, let us hope and pray that the only thing going viral is the spirit of cooperation, unity, and love. So again, reminding everyone, in honor of my Jewish birthday, tomorrow, Monday, I'm inviting everyone. I'm going to be going to the Ohel, to the Rebbe's, Rabbi Schneerson's resting place, where thousands of people come throughout the year to pray and receive blessings. I want to give everybody listening and watching and everybody I know a blessing. So if you wish, send me an email. Send me your Jewish name and your father's and mother's names. If you don't have one or of a different background, I'm praying for everybody. Put your name and your father's and mother's name and send it to Rabbi Pearl at ChabadMiniola.com. RABBI Pearl at Chabad, CHABAD, Miniola.com. That's one word. That's, my friends, my message of importance and what I want to share with you on my birthday, where I have the opportunity to give blessings. That's what a birthday is all about. God gave us power on our birthday to use to share with others. And I want to do that in this, even as I must share and strengthen my own relationship with God and God's relationship to myself. I also want to strengthen that relationship with each other for good and for blessing. So please, my friends, please use the opportunity. Don't be afraid to send me the email during the program, after the program, anytime you want, and for all of us to be blessed with good health. So please remember the lessons that we can learn from coronavirus in this polarized world. And what they're suggesting, of course, is one of the best solutions is, at the moment, is the idea of quarantine. And, to stay home. I just was thinking there is a biblical parallel of quarantine so that we can think of it in a moral perspective as well. We are told in biblical times that if a person was afflicted with saras. This was a spiritual kind of leprosy. It was a spiritual malady because the person was speaking slander about others. Lashon hara. He spread evil talk. So he was sent out of town. He was quarantined, sent out of the camp. Why? To spare the community from his ability to infect others with his destructive gossip. Therefore, the biblical quarantine was intended not just to isolate the carrier of the physical disease, but rather of a moral issue. And even as we look forward to a cure for the coronavirus, what we can learn, an ethical lesson, is we should be careful with our relationships and to surround ourselves with friends. But as we all know, in recent years, scientific research has suggested that people who have strong friendships, good friendships, experience less stress. They recover more quickly from heart attacks, and they are likely to live longer than the friendless. They are even less susceptible to common colds, and that study shows. My friends, let's be careful with who we associate with. Let's have the best people around us. This is your host, Rabbi Pearl, thanking you. Let's do a quick prayer. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Get rid of all of this virus. Ono Hashem Hashiano, Ono Hashem Hashiano. May Hashem save us and send us good health. Happy birthday, everybody. Have a good day and stay safe.